Hi, my name is Madara Morten. I'm Latvian. I'm 23 years old. I'm coming actually from a small town in Texas, but I've lived most of my life in Riga. And since recently I've moved to Denmark, which is actually almost 4 years now. And this is my boyfriend, who is Danish, who can tell a little bit about himself.
Yeah, my name is Morten. I'm 25 years old, and I'm born and bred in Copenhagen and still live here together with Madara. I study at a Danish University of Aalborg, where I study learning and innovative change. And in my free time I do a lot of sports.
The reason I moved to Denmark is actually a little bit, I knew that I wanted to study abroad for sure. I knew that I wanted to start my own life and to try to really be independent and I thought about Denmark because I've been before, and it is a very open-minded and very welcoming country, and it's also very easy to start up here, and so it was also for me, and I haven't regretted this decision once since I left. So, but I also knew that I have actually quite a lot of opportunities here. I didn't have to have a huge investment to come here. The study system educational system is for free, so that played a part too. I studied a bachelor in business administration and economics. It's called international management. It entails a lot of business studies, marketing, and etc. And now I moved. That was in Herning, which is in Jutland, which is a very also small town in Denmark. Now I moved to Copenhagen, almost a year now, and I started my studies in CBS, which is Copenhagen Business School. It's actually quite a high school in Europe in business field, and I study strategy, organizational leadership, which is more in management consulting, more in business psychology. Yeah, one thing is about society. It is very, very, very open. It is very easy to come here, and it's very easy to get to know people and to learn about everything you need to. Also, the language and so on. Even though it is damn difficult to learn it, it is opportunity for everyone. A city where everyone bikes, basically. So that's a quite a good means of transportation, because otherwise transportation is quite expensive. So that's a pretty cool thing, I think. But I guess for people here, that's usual. Here, no matter if you're from abroad or you're Danish, you have first of all, university and so on is free of charge, which is not the case always in Latvia. And you can study whatever you choose, and it's a very, you could say, it's a very open environment while you study. You have very easy opportunities to have a job on the side. You have teachers that really come forward you, and you can have very good relationships. You don't feel this huge authority and so on. What they also try to do is have a lot of group work and workshops and so on, which gives your studies a perspective, a practice, and also actually gives you a feeling of what you are actually doing, and if you want to do that in life, because you also see examples from real companies. I was working the second year I got to Denmark. The first year I had a very bad luck, but I also lived in a very small city, which also gave very small opportunities for that. We searched a job in a lot of places and so on, but as you are in the, for example, you can compare it if you would be in very countryside in Latvia. If you don't know the language, you have very, very limited possibilities to find anything. But actually, I found some jobs as usual, student cleaning jobs and so on. And not so long after, I found a really good student job in Siemens Wind Power, which is a huge international company. And they had the headquarters not so far away from my town, so I worked there most of basically all my bachelor.
Possibilities in the area, I think both you study but also in general.
But also the network, I think.
It's also a network thing, but as Madara mentions, it's much easier if you know the language here, that you can always get a job in a supermarket or as a coach in a sports club.
Most students do have a job on the side, especially abroad students. Maybe it's a little bit different for Scandinavian students. How it is to have a relationship that you don't really get to contact and speak in the same language, and that it's not that easy, or there's some barriers or cultural differences. I don't think we've experienced any. If we have, we've laughed about it. Pretty much, we've been very good at communicating it all what we want to, and I think then it doesn't really matter.
I only see diversity in relationship as a force, especially if it's cultural. Though I don't think that the Latvian and Danish culture is that far apart. Latvia was how beautiful and how much charm the country has. Here we have a little bit of you can say a view of it as being an Eastern Bloc country, where it's actually very historical and very naturistic. I really like that about the country. It's a lot of historical, beautiful buildings, architecture, art, and also the nature is very well kept for a European country, I think, and that's something that the country can be very proud of.
Future plans, as we both still study our master programs, I'm speaking for myself now. I'm definitely going to finish it and work a little bit here. That at least that's for the next 2-3 years. I think that's the main. I would like to also work full time and work more in maybe in the field I'm studying right now, and maybe even work more on my Danish language. Since I live here, I also really like to use it more and more. Further in future, we also have considered to move somewhere else, to another country and so on, and to try to live for a little bit of somewhere. And yeah, it's quite flexible. There's no huge destination we're headed to and so on. But also Latvia is a huge opportunity. I think possibility that we would. It's still my hometown country, and it still it plays a huge part in my life and so on. And I still have also a lot of feeling that there could be that I return to it after a few years and so on. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, for the people that actually have studied abroad or lived abroad for a while and then moved back to Latvia, I can honestly say that I do believe that they have much more opportunities. They have much more realistic, they have much broader view of everything. They are more, you do see much more, you do experience, and it also, in a way, it also gives you a huge appreciation for what you are and what your country stands for, and gives you an understanding of what you want to achieve. It also gives a lot for you as a person, and also for you to really go after your goals and go and achieve things, because here nobody pushes you. Here nobody's standing behind you. It's all up to you, up to yourself what you want to achieve. So I really believe that is the case.